Evening. The time is now 5:45, and the May 11th regular meeting of the Lebanon City School Board of Education will now come to order. Please stand if you can and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry colors. Order colors. Colors, color strike. Arch.
Thank you very much. They're going to come back in a second and introduce themselves, but in the meantime, Ms. Irvin, can you do the roll, please?
Mr. McCutcheon,
Here?
Mr. Gliotti,
Here.
Mr. Lane,
Here.
Mrs. Dalton, here, Mrs. Cope.
All right. How is everybody tonight? All right, very good. So if you could introduce yourself, what class you're in, your rank, and what you like best about ROTC without saying family or sense of community.
I'm Cadet First Lieutenant Wilson. I'm a junior, and the thing I like best about ROTC is physical fitness or drill team.
I'm Zoe, I'm a senior, and my rank is colonel. I think I like the teachers the best because they're always finding some way to help you guys succeed in the entire class.
Very good.
I'm Cadet Staff Sergeant Zoe Ansberry. I'm a sophomore, and my favorite thing about JROTC is learning leadership principles in the classroom and then using them outside too.
All right, excellent. Thank you all very, very much. Yep, yep. Yep. Yeah. That was the only time they said anything nice about any staff all year. I mean, like, in December, I'm like, what are you gonna get me for Christmas was the question. That was terrible. I've asked them what they wanted to do after they graduated from school. Not one person said superintendent. So, all right. So next, we're gonna do our community builders recognition. So I will turn this over to Mr. Severs.
Yeah, welcome this evening for those of you here for this portion of the program. We moved the Community Builders recognition this year to the board meeting. So we have the opportunity to celebrate staff members and students who are going above and beyond to create community in the classrooms. It's been a great opportunity for us to celebrate them here. Also have the ability to have it streamed and recorded for later. And so the nice things that are said about you are you can share with other people as in the ability for them to see that as well. Tonight, what we're going to do is the board members, and we're all going to step in front of the table. We're going to call you up one at a time, and they're going to read the information about you. If you'll come to the front, stand by the podium. We normally do this for like little kids at Bowman, so I have to give step-by-step instructions here. But come stand by the podium, and then we'll shake hands, and then you get one of these yard sides. And after the meeting, after this portion of the presentation, take the metal stakes with you, but you don't need to take them back to your seats. After we recognize the two staff members that are here tonight for community builders, then I'll be recognizing our two Project Excellence winners. And so we'll have an opportunity tonight to get photos of everybody while we're here. So we'll get started. Board members, if we come forward. While they're doing that, I want to thank Wits Frozen Custard for sponsoring this program throughout the year in the last several years. It's been a great way for us to reinforce our mission. And I want to say thanks to Mike and his team for supporting this. And then we'll get started. Mr. Gliotti is going to do all the reading tonight.
There we go. Are we on? Perfect. All right. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call Maggie Harder up front, please. I'll have you hang out with me for just a second. And congratulations. My pleasure to read this to everyone. Maggie is an exceptional community builder whose dedication to students and colleagues positively impacts the entire school environment. She consistently works to ensure that every student has the organizational tools and support needed to be successful, whether that means creating charts, developing systems, or finding resources tailored to individual needs. Her ability to recognize barriers to student success and respond with practical solutions demonstrates both compassion and professionalism. Maggie frequently uses extra time during the school day to support students who need it most by reteaching lessons, helping correct work, and offering emotional encouragement without seeking recognition. Because of her consistent care and support, students feel valued, connected, and confident within the classroom community. One of Maggie's greatest strengths is her strong co-teaching ability. In her partnerships with Miss Rose and Mrs. Hale, she models effective co-teaching through shared planning, instruction, grading, and student support responsibilities. She collaborates seamlessly with her teaching partners, intervention specialists, and educational assistants to create engaging and supportive learning experiences for students. Even during difficult school years, Maggie maintains a calm, positive, and solutions-focused mindset, consistently approaching challenges with flexibility and teamwork. Her dependable nature, collaborative spirit, and unwavering commitment to students make her an essential part of building a caring and inclusive school community. Submitted by Claire Hale, Sydney Rose, Beth Kletzley, and Kelly Shoemaker. Congratulations. Thank you. All right. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Angie Maxwell. Thank you. Mrs. Maxwell plays an essential role as a community builder within the elementary school by serving as the trusted go-to person for students, staff, and families alike. Her deep knowledge of school operations, staff responsibilities, and technology allows the building to function smoothly and efficiently each day. Angie has an exceptional ability to anticipate the needs of both students and staff before challenges arise, proactively managing substitute coverage, transportation, and daily building operations to create a stable and supportive environment. Beyond her organizational strengths, Angie builds strong relationships through her willingness to help others in any situation. She consistently steps into the support clinic, assist with student behavior concerns, communicate with families, and help maintain building safety during stressful situations. Staff members know they can rely on her calm demeanor and problem-solving skills, especially during emergencies or high-pressure moments. While her no-nonsense approach keeps everyone organized and accountable, it is her kindness, dedication, and willingness to go above and beyond that truly make her the heartbeat of the building. Donovan is a better place because of Angie Maxwell's leadership, compassion, and unwavering commitment to supporting others. Submitted by Carissa Womack, Cassidy Wadke, and Jackie Yarbrough. Congratulations and thank you.
Okay. So we've done something the last several years because Every year, the Area Progress Council of Warren County recognizes 2 staff members from every school district as the Project Excellent recipient for the year. And that was awarded last week at a banquet at the Warren County Career Center to our 2 recipients. But that happens off campus, and unless you go to the banquet, you don't get to hear or see what's going on. So we've tried to recognize those staff members at a board meeting to publicly say congratulations and thank you. And then we'll also do that in front of their peers on closing day, just so you guys know. You're going to get called up in front of the auditorium, and we'll say things about you there. I know, Ned, you really, really enjoy the limelight. I just wanted to take a moment tonight, and I want to read a couple of the things that were said about our 2 recipients. So we'll have Ned come up first. Ned is a high school mathematics teacher and ultimate Frisbee extraordinaire from Lebanon High School. Congratulations, Ned. I want to say a couple things that were written about him. These were direct quotes from the nomination letters. You'll get a chance to read these and get a copy of them yourself after the ceremony in a couple weeks. But Ned serves as a cornerstone of our mathematics department and the broader school culture, consistently demonstrating the high level of commitment and instructional innovation. He puts research into practice through his own initiative, most notably through his flipped classroom. He intentionally protects and maximizes face-to-face time for high-level student practice and immediate feedback. This shift in pedagogy allows him to challenge students at all levels while ensuring that those who need more support have him right there by their side when they are doing the hardest part of the work. What truly sets Ned apart is the way he extends himself to make a positive difference in the lives of our students beyond the typical school day. He's a fixture in the building before and after hours, making himself available for one-on-one consultation and mentoring. He volunteers for lunch duty because he recognizes those minutes as a valuable window to connect with and mentor students who might otherwise fly under the radar. He also pioneered a unique avenue for student engagement by coaching the Ultimate Frisbee team. It's continued to grow over the years, and it's a wonderful program we have for students. He provides a creative and inclusive outlet for students to build community and character. Among his peers, he's seen as a positive role model who isn't afraid to take discretionary risks to improve student outcomes. He frequently consults with his colleagues on best practices, modeling a path of continuous professional improvement that inspires the rest of the faculty. His sincerity and authenticity are evident. Students know he's a genuine advocate for their success. Ned Early does not just teach math, he raises the bar for what it means to be a dedicated, innovative, and caring educator. This year, you were nominated by your principal, Alex Brunk. Congratulations. He's going to shake your hand, we'll get a photo with you, and that's okay. Wendy, can we go ahead and get a picture of him with the board while he's up here, please?
Thank you. Thanks. Good to meet you. Yes, I remember, of course. Yeah. Good, I'm glad. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Just one at a time. Actually, we'll wait. We'll bring her up and we'll do them both together. Have a seat, Ned. We'll do that. I don't know what I'm doing. Next is Madeline Grace. Madeline is a first grade teacher at Bowman Primary School. I will tell you, I had the opportunity to go into their rooms and surprise them when they didn't know why I was there. I waited for 10 minutes because it was probably one of the most fascinating reading lessons and activities I've seen, and I didn't want to interrupt it. And so Mr. Ferrero said, "You're going to have to interrupt her." And I said, "No, I'm not. I don't want to interrupt the learning." It was fantastic. I really appreciated it. The kids were extremely engaged. One of the things that makes me happy when I see these, so I get to review all the letters and nominees when they come in, and is to see sometimes there's a group of teachers that will get together and write nomination letters. Sometimes it comes from the administrator. And it's really special, in my opinion, when all of the nominations come from parents of kids in your classrooms. And so that's the case for you this year. Mrs. Grace makes it fun for the students to learn each subject and does a fantastic job of ensuring that each student gets the attention they need and deserve. She communicates with parents regularly on both activities and individual progress and is extremely responsive. Keith Music, parent. Mrs. Grace has gone above and beyond this year. She enriches students and meets all learners where they are. She plans engaging lessons and brings learning to life. As an educator myself, I've seen her creativity and love for education shine with her students. My child loves to come to school and learn because of Mrs. Grace. Delaney Nolan, parent. I was initially impressed with her enthusiasm and organizational skills, prepping my daughter for a successful start to first grade. I was immediately put at ease by the obvious care and thought Mrs. Grace puts into her classroom. She has surpassed all expectations I had. As a volunteer in her class a few times, I am overwhelmed by the range of student abilities, but Mrs. Grace manages them all and is very equitable and amenable to their needs. She exemplifies excellence in teaching every day through her pedagogy, enthusiasm, compassion, and obvious love for her role and students. Kelly Harding, parent. Mrs. Grace exemplifies everything it means to be an outstanding educator, and most importantly, serves as a positive role model for the students within her classroom. From the moment she arrived, from the moment my daughter arrived, Mrs. Grace was warm and welcoming. She met my child first, helping her feel comfortable, and then invited me in to talk. I left her classroom feeling incredibly excited for the year. While some may view young teachers as lacking experience, I left with a completely different impression. Young is creative, young is innovative, young is patient, and young is fun. She embodies all of these qualities, bringing fresh energy and thoughtful ideas into her classroom. She set an exceptionally high standard for what a teacher can and should be. Erin Losey, parent. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we'll have an opportunity to give them a certificate and recognize them at the closing ceremony as well. So Ned, now you could come back up for a photo. I apologize. Now is the time. Yes. We'll get one with just them. You guys are in the middle. Come get in the middle here. And then after this, we'll have the community builders come up for a photo. Okay. Now, if we could have the two community builders come up, and you could both bring your sign this time. Normally, we tell the kids, leave the sign and only one kid bring it, but I think we can be trusted. And if anybody else would like to get a photo after Wendy gets hers, feel free to do that as well. Right there, front. We'll find window behind you. That good? That's good.
All right, ready, everyone? Okay, all right, ready?
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. This is concludes this portion of the ceremony. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, but if you'd like to go, this would be a great opportunity for you to slide out. Do not forget your medal stakes, and thank you very much for making this a great place to learn and work.
Thank you very much.
I was just like worried about you.
I know.
You gonna start speaking
No,
French?
yeah, really. No, but like, I'll just, every once in a while, like, just make sure I'm awake here over here.
That just cracks me up. Thank you for reading. I'm wiped out, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, the only two left.
All right, moving on to agenda section 6. I'll need a motion and a second to adopt tonight's agenda, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, comments, additions about tonight's agenda? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin, roll, please.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Section 7 is our communications and reports. A would be hearing of the public. There is no one, you guys don't want to talk, Kathy? No? No, okay. Moving on, you sure? Okay, all right. Moving on to B, student board member update, Ms. Berger.
Okay. We're kind of in this weird waiting week at the high school right now. We don't have too much going on, but at the same time, a lot going on. It's the seniors last week. So just for seniors alone, we have the ESPYs coming up this weekend. Next week is the award night and baccalaureate. We do have the walkthrough this Friday, which is super exciting, where we get to walk through all of the school buildings, which is also our last day, which is also very exciting. And then graduation is the 23rd. So that's where seniors are. They're planning all the outside senior events, senior sunset. They're planning some type of senior prank right now. Just all the senior things are happening. For the overall high school update, we're in testing mode. So AP testing has been going on. I know this morning was AP Calc. I heard a lot about that. A lot about AP Calc tests coming up, and then end of course exams. So really the high school is just if you're not a senior, you're in a testing zone. We do have our high school expo tomorrow. It's here at the DPC. So any classes, I know career experience, teacher academy, some of our IT and STEM classes. I know Hope Squad has booths at the expo this time, which is super exciting. And as someone in teacher academy, we have been preparing for that, getting our trifolds and our presentations and elevator speeches ready. That's happening tomorrow. I want to say around noon.
I think the schedule says 12:30 to 1:30.
I'm glad you know. I was just told
Yep.
to show up
It's in
around
the
noon.
district, it's in the gym in the DPC, so if you're interested in coming, it's always a great time to see students showcase their work, and
Yeah.
it's been excellent. I think they've stepped up the level of professionalism this year. We got some tablecloths on the tables, and, looks really good down there.
Yeah, and we've had a lot more time to prepare presentations this time because it'll be the second round of the expo. We had one in December, and then we have this one for the end of the year. So it looks so far very well set up, and people feel very prepared. My peers feel very prepared, which is exciting.
Good.
Since there's not too much happening at the high school, I get the opportunity to go to the junior high every day with my flex credit in teacher academy. So I get to see both the high school and the junior high. So I wanted to do a little update on that. The junior high and high school have combined recently for little things. The class I help with, it's Mrs. Winnick's School Debt Sports class, and she invited the high school girls golf coaches, Pam and Tom Russell. They came and spoke to the 7th and 8th grade sports class and showed them how to play golf. So this was with the help of Miss Vaughn setting up her gym equipment, PE equipment. No, PE equipment. We did golfing outside. So the top picture is longer distance golfing, and then they did not putt. I got a lecture on that one too. Putting on the sidewalk. The other event where the high school and junior high combined was the day before DC, the 6th, 5th? Tuesday the 5th, we had 8th graders did a thing called Real World, Real Money, Real World, and they rotated different stations, and they had been preparing for it for a while, filling out different papers, picking possible future careers, figuring out taxes and how that would look in the future. And then on this day, they went to different stations, talked to finance people. I mean, my sister was a high school volunteer, and she was at the auto insurance booth, which is exciting. I saw you there. So 8th graders went through Real Money, Real World, and then 7th graders had a Warrior Wellness Day. So there were different sections. They had a fitness section, a mental health, wellness section, and then I know there were several different stations. Junior Student Council came and spoke to the high school, or to the junior high kids about high school. They did a little trivia, and then any questions that 8th graders, 7th graders had about high school, they were able to ask because there weren't too many adults in the room. I think adults left, and it was just the high school. You were able to ask whatever questions you had. I personally helped with cookie decorating, so that's all I have pictures of. 7th graders were able to sign up for this rotation, and we had piping bags, so they learned how to pipe. I'm personally really proud of the student who did the lobster. I think that's super impressive. But they had a good time. It smelled like sugar all day, and it was super sticky and messy, but I know they had a lot of fun learning how to pipe cookies. That's all the update I have for junior high, high school.
Next will be our.
Hold on a second. I would like to say thank you for the job you've done this year. In 5 years, you've been professional, and you have come with a variety of things And I've seen a lot over the last 5 years in terms of student engagement and participation. But you've done an excellent job representing your classmates well in the high school, and bringing things that were interesting perspective for us to hear in these meetings. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of the administration. I know Mr. Brunk has been really pleased as well when I've spoken to him. So just thanks. This is your last meeting with us, and that's why your mom came to see you tonight. But I just want to say thank you you've done a really good job.
Well,
Okay?
thank you. As someone who's going into education, I fairly enjoyed board meetings. I had a web exam today for Teacher Academy. It's part of our class requirements, and it was all school board and what the school board handles and taxes. And I aced it. I got an A on it. I was like, I knew this. It's been
And you were
preparing me all
one
year.
heck of a sign hander outer all year long, too.
You were.
She was happy she didn't have to fight with the principal tonight.
I know. I'm giving my job up a few
It's
times.
been an absolute pleasure getting to know you and
Thank you.
being here with you. It's been
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
You've
Thank you.
been great.
Come back anytime.
Yes.
I'm sure when I come back from college, I will try to attend a school board meeting.
You can do other fun things when you come back from college. This is exciting, I know.
It's
but-
on your bucket list to come to a board meeting.
Of course it
Let's
is.
get it updated.
Well, thank you.
All right. Now, Mr. Severs, you ready?
Is it my turn now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to present this evening a presentation that I did not create, but I'm doing this on behalf of the business department. So later in the agenda, I believe that you, as the board, are going to be voting on the capital plan. And so the capital plan is something that Karen and Scott Butler have been working on for the last several years since we hired Scott. We went through a company, and they do a great job of updating this. And I wanted to share a few highlights tonight. You should have received the spreadsheet form of this, but kind of want to give an overview. This is the money that we're spending to improve our facilities, technology, transportation, and so budgeting what's coming out of permanent improvement fund, then also what is appropriated every year out of general fund, and what we're doing in terms of loans and different things to get projects done. And so just kind of an overview. This is a 10-year plan, and it's regularly updated, and some things get pushed down the road a little bit, some things get moved up, but it's allowed us to be very thoughtful in our planning around the needs of our facilities, where I think prior to this, some ongoing preventative maintenance was possibly not taking place on the schedule that it should. And so this has been a really good thing for us. So just as an overview, people always, I think, get shocked at how big the district is. 830,000 square feet of, floors in our district between our buildings, 268 acres of grounds. That includes all the things that we can see and think about. We also still own the old Holbrook site, the site there, Louisa Wright. We call it the Hill. It's actually Deerfield there at the three-way stop. We own the hillside, kind of close to Donovan and Louisa Wright there. That's why you'll see our folks out there mowing. And then the grounds across the street here at the church are all part of that as well that we use for parking. A lot of blacktop, a lot of roof, and over 737,000 miles driven by transportation. So just things that we're regularly all of this takes maintenance, all of this takes, upkeep. The tool itself is it's a 5 to 10 year projection. It's an idea that you guys can kind of say, we're not locked into those things, and things move around a lot, but it's a planning tool to keep it on the forefront. Just where is it coming from? A couple things that we want to highlight here as we talk about money and Karen's side of things. We have a permanent improvement levy. It expires in 2028. It would need to be renewed. We've renewed it multiple times, but it generates $1.4 million a year. We also have a classroom maintenance fund. When we build projects through OFCC, so we build it through the state, we're required to set aside money on classroom maintenance. So that 034 account is meant to upkeep the buildings that were done as a result of OFCC projects. So it can be spent honestly on all of our buildings because they were all part of the capital plan except for this one. But Miami Valley Gaming, the casino TIF, they're paying us money. That money there is being used to make loan payments for the new buses, the roof at Lebanon High School, some of the projects that we did with athletic facilities, and then there's some of it that is not that is not already spoken for out of that $1 million that is used in the capital plan. Is that a true statement? Okay, I just want to make sure I don't say anything wrong. Scott and Jamie wanted me to make sure I pointed out to you that since the position in the department has been created, they have received over $800,000 in grants. So Jamie said, please don't get rid of the department anytime soon. That's helping pay for much needed things. We had a good chat about that this week. We sell things that we don't need anymore every once in a while, and also sell parking passes. That's going back into the fund to help pay for parking lot repairs and paving and painting there. And then we also have some donations that come in. So all this money is where the money's kind of coming from to sit into this account. You'll see here, this is beginning to kind of just to break down. I'm not going to go into these numbers, but the revenue side of things, you'll see that this line item right here towards the bottom is the capital, is the money coming in from Miami Valley Gaming. Because of how it came in, we didn't get much the first year. They're getting caught up with it. That's anticipated going forward. The lease purchase, that was the loan that we did with Bradley Payne that's helping to pay for buses, flat roof at the high school, and some of the other projects we have going on. And you can see here on the revenue side of things where the money's coming from. These are some of the grants, again, over $800,000 there. The types of things that are being spent out of this, you get an idea. It's things that can last longer than 5 years. It used to be 10, it's now 5, I believe. So it cannot be used on salaries. It cannot be used on things that don't last 5 years. And so technology, transportation, curriculum, things for athletics in terms of facilities. We need new pole vault pits at some point in time. Those things are expensive. And so it just depends upon, that is accounted for, actually, one of the items that's accounted for in future spending, because we have that discussion every year. Here are some expenditure things. You'll notice that this year we're spending more, $6.7 million. That's because we had a very large bus purchase that we purchased already, and those buses are already being utilized. They're in. And so, when we have those kind of bumps, that's why we also got the loan to help pay for that over the next several years. We've done a lot of projects along the ways. Again, these are things that are in that capital plan for you to review. But just, seeing some of the things, the metal roof was very expensive at Lebanon High School. The bleachers were a big ticket item there in terms of the stadium. The turf project at Lebanon High School, another big ticket item, but also, over $840,000 on paving. A lot of those things are not cheap when you're talking about the amount and the scope of product that we have. These are last year's projects, not as many big ones, but a lot of things that were happening there as well. We've tried to get into a parking lot crack fill and paving and restriping rotation. So you'll see sort of that was a big one that we have, again, ongoing maintenance. And then this is some of the projects that we have coming up this summer that we've talked a lot about in the last couple of weeks. But I just want to point out in here that there are things that we pay for out of these projects, like musical instruments and equipment. So it could be a new set of timpanis, it could be drum sets, it could be tubas. I think that those, the band and instrumental groups sit down every year and have a chance to advocate for what they need. And so it's money spent in a lot of different ways because we provide those things for students as well. And then there's another what's coming up in the next phase of this. We have some future projects in terms of the energy conservation work that we've talked about as well. And then this is a look ahead at some of the things. Again, not going into these things in details, but it's all very much laid out in the plan. And I just want to, point out that they're doing great work. There's a plan there. If you have any questions, ask Karen. But I was asked to present about this tonight. Anybody have any questions about the capital plan? what you have probably looks something like this, just so you guys know, board. It's a spreadsheet. I'm not going to click on the link, but it does have it laid out for a 10-year period. If you have any questions, Karen or Scott can answer it. They work in this document all the time.
And the thing I would tell you is both this presentation and the spreadsheet are in your packets, so that's your support for when we go to approve this. If you remember a few years ago when we first created this plan, it was really challenging to pull all the things together from all of the different facilities, all of the different pieces that we didn't know were happening, which is why we built this plan. 3 years, 4 years into this, we finally got a very good handle on that. Scott is in this almost every single day, making changes as things happen. And so we have a much better idea looking into the future of what things are needing to be replaced. So it's been a great tool for us.
I will just say this. I think I've talked to the four of you as business people before about this. One of the things we hear a lot from community at times is, we need you to run the school like a business. We need you to run the school like a business. Well, first of all, we do. Second of all, I think any business person would recognize what's happening in that spreadsheet and realize that it is very much what business owners do in terms of laying out future projects and accounting for their spending. We're not doing things on a whim. It's very thoughtful and proactive, and we've got a plan for the next 5 to 10 years. And so I think this would be an example, if you hear that from members of the community, to say, this is an example of something I think that people would recognize as a well-thought-out business plan on how money is being spent. So.
That's great to see, and every year it gets more defined and more organized. It's fantastic.
That was my presentation for tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Severs. Moving on to board committee reports, student achievement liaison, see we play, Ms. Dalton?
Okay, yes, thank you. I do not have anything for this month, but I will have a report for next month, but wanted to take the time to say best of luck to Caitlin in college, and you're going to be a great teacher. Your enthusiasm, you can tell, just that you love what you're studying, which is great. And you contributed so much to our board meeting, so we appreciate that.
CAT committee, Mr. Gliotti.
No update this month.
All right, moving on to Warren County Career Center, Mr. Lane.
Our meeting is next week, but this Saturday evening is their graduation. So I think 5 o'clock at the same place we are, UD Arena.
Very good, thank you. Agenda Section 8, I'm going to need a motion to approve the April 20th, 2026 minutes, which was our last regular meeting and our work session, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, changes, comments about the minutes from our last meeting? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin?
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Agenda Section 9 is the financial. I'm going to need a motion and a second to discuss the financial consent items A through P. A through P, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right, Mrs. Irvin, you have the floor.
All right, my first slide is just an update on our communication through the strategic plan. If you aren't a member of our Facebook page, you should become one, because Wendy posts so much great information, a lot of pictures, a lot of stuff happening. But this month's focus, well, it was actually for April, we focused a lot on technology. As you know, technology is expensive. And there are some folks who like technology, some folks who don't. Some of the things that our schools are doing with technology are just phenomenal. And so we went around the buildings and just took some highlights of some of the very unique things that are happening. I would like to point out in the far left picture, the student's name is Harlow, and she uses this device to speak. It was the best time I've ever had in a classroom, just a phenomenal classroom. They're actually highlighted in our video as well. But just some of the really cool things that technology allows for growing our students. I would really encourage you, if you haven't explored how cool this stuff is. We've got students coding in the classroom. There's just some really neat things that Lebanon is doing. And I'm sure districts across the state, but this was a cool month for us to highlight. Okay, taking a look at financials. This is our most recent forecast, so February. It felt very weird. May is usually the time I come to you with an updated forecast, but I won't be doing that until August based on the new rules. So this is our February forecast. It hasn't shifted at all from the last month, so I'll quickly go through that. The next slide is your days cash on hand that I created last month. This, you can't even tell. You'd have to put them side by side to see any changes. So this is not something that changes dramatically until we start looking at a forecast change. So this is very similar to what we saw last month. If you move on to the next slide, this shows you we are 10 months into the year. It's crazy, this has gone very quickly. This month there was an interesting shift. So if you recall, last month I said, there's probably something gonna be happening with property taxes. I'm not sure what to expect. Well, now we know. And you can see that the gray bar is our actual. It is actually quite a bit different than last year's actual, and it is lower than our estimated for this year. So if we look on to the next slide, I can show you in actuality where we're at. Revenues, so our target for 10 months is about 83%. Revenues, we're looking at 89%, which is higher than our target because property taxes are done. We're done collecting property taxes with the exception of the state reimbursements. So we should be higher than 83%. The variance is almost 3%. Usually about the 3% mark, I'd start saying this is higher or lower. This is actually pretty significant because we are about $1.5 million less in collections for property taxes than we had anticipated. So if you recall, I had said, we don't know what to expect. The county is not billing parts of this, and they're saying, don't pay your full year's property tax. I got an email from a couple of area school districts. They're all facing the exact same thing. We're looking at over $1 million less this year, knowing that we will catch that up next year. Once they do all the billing, it'll catch up, but it's going to show us differences in those ending fiscal year balances, right? So this year, we're going to show less revenue. Next year, it's going to look like we have more revenue. It's just going to be a catch-up period.
Karen, is part of that the property tax reform bills? They reduce the homeowners' property taxes, but there's supposed to be a payment, but we don't know, from the state, but we don't know when that payment's coming? Because weren't we supposed to be held harmless or whole in that, or no?
I don't think that is, I think that is hitting this next bill.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I should check into that and let you know. I'm thinking this is only related to how they
Collection.
billed, because they couldn't get it on the bills fast enough in the spring.
Okay.
But I will check into that. On the expenses side, we're tracking like we always do, about 1% under that target, and it's a very close variance. So looking really good there. The things that are different from the forecast are materials and supplies, and then purchase services. I intentionally left those high in the forecast because the last few years we've seen it trickle in the last couple of months much higher than we anticipated. And so at the end of the year, our balance was, we'd spent more than I had anticipated. So I intentionally left it high this year. I'm hoping that means it'll come in under, but that's why you see a variance there. And that's all I have.
Can we go back to the cash on hand slide?
Yes.
No, that one. So you talked about the orange bar moved. Can we maybe add the prior months
Yeah.
on this so that we can see that moving? I'm assuming it's moving to the left.
So I would say, I think it moved like one. Like we're talking current days, 115 to 116, that kind of thing. But I will absolutely add a prior month row
You
there.
could even probably do, once you have the baseline, let's say today's the baseline, every month for the rest of the year, or the rest of the fiscal year, you could put where that line is so we can see that number deteriorating would be my guess.
Yeah. And I think the anticipated has stayed the same, at least for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
So that has been pretty consistent.
Okay.
Again, usually that changes at the forecast, but
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
Any other comments or questions for Karen? I will go ahead and read off the rest of the items. B is our normal monthly report, but this one was from April. C is our appropriations for May. And D is our certificate of estimated resources for May. E is the creation of 3 new funds. Does anybody have any questions about those?
I can explain those real quick. One is we got a grant, so awesome. The ultimate Frisbee, we talked about it tonight. Mr. Ned was here. And what he's doing is he has always had the parents pay for those things directly, but now we're just gonna flow that through the school funds just to make sure that everyone's protected. And then the junior ROTC group, I met with it's basically the parent group of the junior ROTC program, and they were doing everything in-house as a parent organization, and they are also going to start flowing that through the school district funds to take off some of that responsibility from them, give them that added protection of this is school district funds. And so it is, those two both are 300 type funds, which are student organization funds. Those monies can only be used for those organizations. So it just gives some added protection to both of those groups.
Very good, thank you. F is our monthly fund transfer. 2 is 2 donations. H is we're approving next year's 2026, 2027 substitute position salary schedule. I is a MOU between Lebanon Education Association and Lebanon City Schools for supplemental salary schedules. J is a MOU between the Ohio Association of Public School Employees and the school district for HVAC tech.
I would like to just briefly touch base on that J item. We, several years ago, hired an assistant HVAC person, a maintenance / HVAC, to help, knowing that Earl was going to be retiring soon at that time. And so Justin was hired into that position. We were in the process of hiring another maintenance person because of a retirement that was happening in August, within the last month. And we were going to make that person an HVAC / maintenance person, just like we did with Justin when we hired him on several years ago. And in the process of going through that application process, Justin informed us that he had been offered a job at GE. And so he was going to be leaving us at the same time as well. So then we were going to be left without somebody with, technical training in HVAC. And they do a lot of work in the district to maintain our facilities, our HVAC plants, also to do some repairs and work on that. And so we found a very qualified person, but in order to get that person to come, we had to offer them more money than what our contract would allow us to offer them. It needed my exception, and I was willing to go above what the contract said, but we did an MOU to the union to make sure they were on board with that as well. So this is a one-time situation, and it's very technical. Like, this person has a degree, a license in HVAC technician work. And so we think it's the right thing for us to do to make sure that we are not left without somebody that has that knowledge to maintain a really, really large system for us. And in the process, we're still going to be hiring the secondary person as a maintenance / technician to support this new hire. So that's kind of what happened there. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. But Typically not something we do. We felt like it was necessary here.
All right, thank you. K is a board resolution for payment in lieu of transportation, which is never my favorite thing.
I'd like to discuss this a little bit before we move on. So, a couple things. There's some inconsistency in the document where some families have multiple lines and then some families are all on one line. I found at least one student on this sheet that's getting paid out for two different schools. So we want to get that corrected. And then I'd like to know how much they're getting per student. And I think, out of respect for transparency, I think what we're paying the families should be listed on here.
Yeah.
So I would like to table this. I don't think we have to approve this one today.
Karen, is it something that has to be approved for any reporting that you know of right now?
So it was my understanding, so we were also trying to do the PO side of it, the financial side. It was my understanding this piece was gonna give us the authority to make this happen, and the next board meeting, you were gonna get the amounts. I could be wrong.
Well, but if this has got to be cleaned up though, because again, and I'm not picking on anybody, but there's some families where it'll have number one and number two are both the same family, 4 kids, 2 different lines, but then you scroll down here and some families are listed on multiple lines. It'd be much better to see a spreadsheet form of this, how much we're giving out per student or reimbursing, whatever you want to call it, and then what's that family getting in sum for this transportation?
So the amount for payment in lieu of transportation is set by the state, and is it still $250 per kid? Does that sound like the right amount?
Sure.
So I will look at it real quick. I mean, I don't know, to answer your question, that it has to be done this month in terms of the approval. If there's some issues with the spreadsheet, then I think or with the document, I do know that even if they're taking the trip one time with 5 kids in the car, then they get compensated under Ohio law for all 5 kids
Correct.
going to
Yeah,
the same
I
location.
was aware of that. Yeah.
So whether they're taking 5 different trips or not, it's per pupil. Actually, a quick look here says that it's the 25-26 school year, it's $607 per student is the minimum, and the maximum is $1,214. And so, if you would like to request that this be polled and voted on either separately or tabled, then I think that would be a motion from a board member. Would need a second.
We would need a motion to.
I would like to have a motion to remove K and table that until we have more information on this. We're going to approve it, we know that, right?
We're
We
legally
have to.
required to approve it.
We have to.
I'm aware. I just don't want to approve it in this form.
I think it should be,
You just want to make sure the data is accurate. That's,
Yeah, and transparent.
Detailed.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have to say what we're paying people all the time. I think we should do it here too.
yeah.
that's good. That's fine.
And when we tell people that we have to do this, they're like, you gotta be kidding me.
Is
So, yeah,
it,
let's
is there
be honest.
anything for privacy or anything? Are you saying list by name?
It's
or-
public record. We're
Yes.
cutting them a check.
Yeah.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to table section 9 under the financial consent items of K for the board resolution in lieu of transportation for 2025, 2026 until the next board meeting. Is that correct? Mr. Lane?
Yep,
So
sounds good.
I will ask, since you're tabling it, that it be put on the agenda then. I think if we.
Absolutely, it should be on the June
Yeah,
agenda.
if we table it, we have to ask for it to be put back on. So I'll make sure I do that, okay? L is student activity.
We have to take a vote on that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
Go ahead, Ms. Urban, I'm sorry.
Mr. Gliotti,
Yes.
Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon,
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton.
Yes.
Motion carried.
L is the student activity and purpose budget statements. One is for the junior high media center, lost book fee. One is the high school baseball and the historical society fundraiser. And the last one is the Lebanon High School Air Force Junior ROTC.
And just to clarify, these are statements for next school year. So there are 3 different files, but some of them have a lot. So there are a lot of student groups. All of our student groups, in order to have a budget for next year, have to submit something to the board stating, here's the purpose of our group, here's what we're gonna do, and here's how we're gonna track money.
Still in section 10, item M is the 10-year capital improvement plan that Mr. Severs just got finished discussing. So all the stuff that was on the screen, that's where it is in your board packet. N is our amended certificate of estimated resources.
And this, again, is for next year, as is the next item.
O is going to be our temporary appropriations for next school year. And P is 2 then and nows. 1 is for public school works subscriptions, and I didn't know what the other one was for. LCPO.
LCPO is
Oh, that was for
the
the
choral parent.
choreographer, Lebanon Choir.
Lebanon Choir parents, okay.
I don't know if we ended up getting, we asked the department heads in charge of these for explanations. I know at least one of them, I don't know which one, was we had a PO in place, but they invoiced us much later. So we had already closed the open PO when they
I think it
invoiced.
was that one, because they said the choreographer didn't provide the invoice until after the season was over.
Okay, so that's, and I'll have to follow up on the other one.
That's the people that, they do our training too, right? Public school work?
Public School Works is
Yes.
all of the online training.
Yeah, all on training, yeah. Thought I recognized that. Okay, are there any other questions about section 9, our financial consent, items A through P, sans K? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin, roll, please.
Mr. McCutcheon,
Yes?
Mr. Lane,
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton,
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti,
Yes.
motion carried.
Agenda section 10 is the public records request, and this board does acknowledge the receipt of the public records requests as presented in your board packet. Agenda section 11, policies. I'm going to need a motion and a second to approve the first reading of policy PO 7540.09.
So moved.
Second.
And that one is on artificial intelligence,
So we are required by state law to have a policy in place before July 1. So this is the first reading. Next month will be the second reading. We've gone through an entire year this year with a team of staff members from the district and a representative from Hamilton County ESC that's gone through looking at different forms of artificial intelligence. And the goal of this policy is around the legal requirements that we have from the law. But the plan that will be more applicable and better for application in the district is going to be the work of the task force that's been working on this for the last year. So we sought input on the policy, and one of the things we're going to be looking at is how do we educate kids on when it's appropriate to use AI, what are the tools that they should be utilizing or shouldn't, kind of coming up with some visuals around, this is meant for this purpose, right? So teaching it from a younger age, don't just go to ChatGPT and ask for the answers to something. How can it help deepen your thinking or organize your thoughts, but not replace the student and the human touch there? So the policy seeks to kind of cover us legally. The application document, the thing that we're working on in this task force is something we will also probably bring back, but July or August timeline for approval. And that's more the nuts and bolts of what it looks like in our classrooms. Where is it appropriate to use? Which way should we do it, staff and students? And we think this will be a good teaching tool for us.
Any questions on that one for Mr. Severs? Last month we had artificial meat, and now we have artificial intelligence.
I have a feeling that this one is gonna be like constantly like changing.
Yeah.
I'm like so quick, like it could be by quarter.
From the time we started the task force in September timeline, whenever it was, I mean, Google Gemini has evolved, I mean, dramatically, even in that period of time where we have Google School. And every time we come, they're like, oh, did you guys notice that, you know, the little star in the corner popped up on your Google Chrome recently? And some people would get it and some people wouldn't. And so they were like rolling it out to people a little bit at a time through Google. So it's an ever evolving thing. And, you know, there are platforms that email me on a regular basis saying, hey, don't just open up your kids to the internet, and, you know, with artificial intelligence, buy our platform, and it's secure, and you can ensure that they're not cheating. We're gonna guide them through it. We can spend a lot of money, or we can do it in different ways. So I think part of this will be, the recommendation at the end of this is, do we need a platform that we can ensure that students are using it appropriately and protected? Or do we teach them, you know, how to do it? Which I think is my opinion. They're gonna be asked to use this in the real world in some way. There's no way around it. Everything we have right now is giving us an AI summary before we even open it up. You know, you Google something now and it's artificial intelligence summary first before it sends you to any of the links. So how do you trust it? What do you do? I think that's the point. So, and it's going to be changing, ever evolving, so.
Anything else? Good? All right, Ms. Irvin?
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Agenda section 12 is our educational, so I'll need another motion and a second to approve the educational consent item A, 1 through 24. A, 1
So
through
moved.
24. Need a second.
Second?
All right, so these are all student handbooks, lots of fall sports. Mr. Seaver, anything you wanted to add to any of those?
I have nothing to offer.
Okay. Any questions about the 24 new handbooks for next year, next school year?
No question, but there's a lot of work in these, and the people responsible really, and there's a lot of updates to them. So there's, you know, thanks to those that have put the time in to get these ready. Every year they review them, and most of them have some changes or updates to them, so.
The goal is to get them approved so we can make sure that when parents sign off on things this summer with final forms, that they're actually getting the updated handbook, and it's more accurate for them to do. So we keep asking administrators and administrative assistants to move this earlier, and they're still trying to, you know. I was asked yesterday, like, oh, have you started thinking about next year? I'm like, we are like 2 years away now, right? But teachers and staff members in buildings, they're trying to close a year. But, you know, a lot of this work happens, you know, because we have to have, you know, things in advance. So you're right, Mr. Lane, they do a great job, and it's time consuming. So thanks for them.
All right, I think we're ready, Ms. Irvin, for roll, please.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, agenda section 13, personnel. I'm gonna need a motion and a second to do the personnel consent items A through O.
So
please.
moved?
Second.
Okay, and I will just go ahead and read through these. A is our one retirement, Frank Watson, who is a wonderful guy, from Watson Dry Cleaners, good guy. B is a list of resignations. C is employment pending acceptable BCI FBI background check. D is substitute employment. D1 is classified. D2 is substitute trainee bus drivers. D3 is other. E is supplementals pending a BCI FBI background check. And there's quite a few of those. Looks like that's a bunch of our fall activities for the high school. And
Yeah,
then
that's
there-
primarily, those are all fall athletics and supplemental holders
Yep.
that have been offered so they can start their work this summer, so.
F is a board resolution for the employment of our non-licensed coaches. And again, this looks like all fall activities again. G is a list of change of status.
Some of those, you'll see there, we had some child nutrition openings that created a domino effect, and so people within the district moved up in terms of hours. That's why you see those hour shifts. So when somebody resigned, we just kind of kept bumping people up based off of the request there. So that's why you'll see multiple things within that position.
H is 6 volunteers. I-1 is leave of absences. And I-2 is the additional unpaid leave, which is in our board packet. J is 1 stipend. K is additional stipends. One is for 2025, 2026, I'm sorry, and the other is for 2026, 2027. I misread that. L is an extended day. M is extended school year service. N is, A is 2 tutors and B is 1 tutor. O is 2 seasonal workers.
We need maybe do a background check from a previous employer on one of those people there, so.
Would you ask her what 8 days she's gonna be working this summer? Okay, do we have any comments, questions, or concerns on agenda section 13A through O?
None.
Any questions? Hearing none, Ms. Irvin?
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Section 14, board comments. Mr. Gliotti, anything to add?
Not this evening, thank you.
All right. Ms. Dalton?
No, nothing.
Mr. Lane?
Just congratulations to the seniors on their upcoming ceremony. We won't see them as a group before that, so make sure we get that out there. Caitlin, again, great job this year. And a big thanks to the teachers, another year down. So, how was DC?
Awesome.
Was it?
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh, you went too?
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
Wasn't really an option, so yeah, I
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
You go. Failure's not an option.
Failure is not an option.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It was great. It was my favorite so far. Of the trip.
Is it
to
all the
take. It's like
walking?
the 4. I clocked 75.
So your daughters went, that wasn't your favorite?
I didn't go that year.
Oh.
She wasn't invited.
We walked, my watch said 75,800 and some steps.
Oh, my.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
sat sometimes, so
Wow.
that's what happens when you
Everybody should walk.
Well, our sons still talk about that. Three of us here with sons in sophomore year, they still talk about how, I talked to Dave about it this weekend and how much fun they had.
Yeah, my kids were excited to ask Owen how the trip was when they got back, and I think it's one of those rite of passage things that kids really appreciate and enjoy, and, I've got one that's kind of nostalgic about things, and he said, that was the one time that I think my entire class was going to be together without without parents, and he said it was the most fun thing he's done since we, in school. I think it's just a great experience, and they come away with some learning along the way as well. So thanks for doing it. You do a great job, Kathy. You do a great job.
Yes.
And my daughter, Alexa, was COVID year, so she didn't get to go, and I promised her, hey, I'll take you, and I haven't done it yet. And Logan asked me the other day, when you go, can I go? And, because he said, the Holocaust Museum was just incredible, but he only got to be like there for 90 minutes. He goes, he could have spent the whole day there, so. Yeah, so I have 2 kids I have to take, well, not 2 kids anymore, one of them, but I owe 2 trips to DC because of the trip we do here, so.
Yeah,
And the kids' favorite part when I asked them in the evenings, they said, you know what, we don't even miss our phones. Like, they said they
Yeah,
loved they've met new people in their classroom or their class, and they couldn't care less in the evenings, like, it was great.
They actually turned them in early so they could go
Yes.
outside and play.
Yeah.
really?
I said, you have until 5:15, so, and then we found a park, and I was like, once you turn in your phone, you can come off the bus and play, and all of them were off the buses before the time was up.
Yeah. I
That's
did
good to
too,
hear,
that were
yeah,
left. I think
yeah.
it was great.
That sophomore year sounds like a good year to do it, too.
That's 8th grade.
Eighth grade.
Oh, they're
They're
eighth
sophomores
grade?
now, the
Oh,
ones
they're
we were talking
sophomores now,
about.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8th grade, yeah. Going into high school, they get to
Yeah, it's a great
meet a
trip.
lot of people.
I mean, there's so much to see there. And the only thing I have, Caitlin, is you were great. I mean, you really up what we expect out of the
Tough act to
person.
follow.
I mean, you will be hard to beat, so.
I remember like when Mr. Sievers and I met back in August, he was like, you know, you can just like give your presentation and leave. And I was like, can I stay? I was so
Like,
excited.
what's wrong with her? Well, I now have you, out of all the people, you have cracked the top 5 that I've been with.
Thanks.
so.
Am I number 5?
She's number 5, yeah, so
She thought that was an awesome accomplishment.
It was.
I know.
This was your fault.
Nobody has to know. It's like for indoor track, I'm the only one who's ever done indoor shot put, but I am number 1
You're
on the
number
list.
1.
Nobody
That's
has to know,
right.
but
Yes,
I'm
that is right. So, all right. So now this is also one of my favorite things to do in a meeting. Agenda section 15, I'm gonna need a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
Ms. Irvin?
Mr. McCutcheon?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mr. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Gliotti?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, and we will be having a work session to discuss school financial issues immediately following that you are actually required to stay for. If you stay for the whole meeting, you have to stay for this part.
Take like a 5-minute break.
Yeah, 5-minute break, and you
Get
guys,
a picture of Caitlin with all of you.
No.
absolutely not.
It's easy. I don't have a sign, you're welcome.
No sign, here's your sign.